Today, I will tell you everything you need to know about opening a US bank account 100% online from abroad. This video is specifically for non-US residents who do business on eBay, Amazon, Shopify. Perhaps you needed to accept payments, perhaps you need a US debit card with US zip code so that you can place orders with your suppliers. Whatever the case is, let's get started. Now let's start with individual accounts. Unfortunately, you're still unable to open an individual account without visiting the US in person. That's been the case since 2001 and it's unfortunately still the case now. It is because of the Patriot Act of 2001 after 9/11 and it's unfortunately still in place. So for individual account there's still no viable option. You may look into TransferWise, you may look into Revolut, you may look into Payoneer, but these are not a regular US bank accounts. Now we might see some changes soon because the new normal is not very travel friendly, and I think it might push the banks to push the legislation to eventually start allowing also individual applications to be done online. But for now, that's unfortunately still not possible. However, if you are doing business on Amazon or eBay, you might be looking for a business bank account. And for that, there are a couple of options. To open a business bank account in the US, you need to have an EIN number. And the way you get that is through forming a company in the US. Now I know this might sound scary and complicated, but trust me, it's not. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. It's not expensive, it's not scary, so just carry on. The most popular type of company to create in the US to get a bank account is called an LLC. A limited liability company. It is the most common and the most beneficial for people like me who do business in the US on online platforms like eBay, Amazon. There are few banks like Relay Financial that open business bank accounts to fully foreign-owned companies 100% online. The process takes about 7 to 10 days. You just need to have your company information, your EIN number, and your passport. And with these online banks, you have fully fledged US bank account with a fully fledged US debit card. And that's something Payoneer doesn't have. I see a lot of people are actually afraid of opening a company in the US, and there is a lot of misconception and a lot of unknowns, and people just get discouraged and confused, and so I'd just like to shed some light on what it actually entails. But first, let me tell you this, it is not difficult at all. It is also not expensive. You can form a company for about $150 if you do it yourself, and my yearly fees are about $100 as well, so overall it's a pretty cheap deal and the upside is really big. So if you are running an online business, especially dropshipping, you might as well consider getting an LLC and opening your US bank account that way. Also specifically for dropshipping, I want to talk about taxes as well because that's another area where people get confused a lot and where there's, again, a lot of misconception. Questions like, am I gonna be double taxed? Am I gonna pay tax in the US and then in my home country? Oh, it must be really difficult to file everything and stay in compliance. Listen, as long as you have an LLC and not a corporation, there's almost nothing that you actually have to do. It's all very straightforward and there's like 2 papers a year that you have to submit. That's it. Now I talk specifically about dropshipping where I have no employees in the US, I have no office in the US, and I also hold no inventory anywhere in the world. With this setup, I pay legally 0% in business income tax in the US. That's right, no business income tax on any of my profits in the United States. So if you are dropshipping or are considering to dropship, this is definitely an option to consider. Now I've added this part about opening a business to this video to encourage people to get proper business setups, because I know from my personal experience that for dropshipping on eBay, it's absolutely crucial that you have this. Especially for eBay, you need to be able to have a US PayPal, and the only legal way in compliance with PayPal's user agreement is through a US company. That's the only way. So even if somebody, like, let's say, the founder of Zig Analytics tells you to just open a US PayPal with a VPN and verify it through Payoneer card, that's going directly against PayPal's user agreement. And yes, you can do it, but only for so long. Eventually, PayPal is going to reach out and they're going to try and verify the information that you provided. And once they do and you won't be able to verify it, PayPal is going to place a hold and limit on your account and you won't be able to move your money outside of PayPal. Not even to a different PayPal account let alone to a foreign bank. You need to understand this. Once you cross 200 transactions in a calendar year, PayPal is gonna need to verify your identity. But okay, that's enough about eBay. Let's summarize what we've learned here today. For individual accounts, you still have to do an in-person visit to the US. And I recommend that if that's what you plan to do, reach out to the bank that you plan to visit, to the specific branch, and set a meeting with a specific person that you'll meet once you're in the United States. Make sure that you ask them for every single piece of document that they will need, so that you don't travel to the US and you're not missing some important stuff that you can get when you get there. However, you can open a business bank account. For that, you need an EIN number, and to get EIN number, you need to have an LLC or a corporation or some other type of company. I recommend that you open a single member LLC, but only if that fits your business. I'm a full-time dropshipper, and for me, a single member LLC is the best option, and for anybody else who does the same thing online as well. Opening a company in the US is neither scary nor complicated, and if you are dropshipping, there's a big chance that you can enjoy paying zero tax in the US, just like myself. If you're looking for a step-by-step information on how to create a company, get a bank account, perhaps a phone number, US address, etc., head into the description and you'll see my course. And for anybody who supports this channel and messages me directly, I'll give you a 30% discount. That's all I have today. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And if you've enjoyed this video and you want to learn more, be sure to subscribe and wait for my future uploads. Appreciate it.